Hi there, we're from the University of Melbourne Applied Psychology Team 2, and we're here to present to you our solution to Challenge 1, Growing Growers, an intervention to increase biosecurity preparedness in peri-urban farmers. Now, one second, what are peri-urban farmers? Let's just define that for a second. So they're characterised as being situated on the fringes of the urban and rural landscapes. But who are they? Let me introduce you to someone. This is Joe. Joe is a middle-aged Australian with a pretty decent job. He loves farming and he bought a farm during COVID. He wanted to change his lifestyle. He has a thirst for farming knowledge, he trusts peak bodies and government institutions, and he's pretty financially stable. So as you can see, Joe isn't your usual farmer. He's concerned about the difficulty in reporting biosecurity risks and a lack of collaboration and knowledge sharing in his community. He's motivated to live his new lifestyle, have another stream of income, and nurture his farm environment.
Hi. So with the peri-urban farmers, there are two categories of small peri-urban landowners. One is the farmers, which is similar to rural farmers, where their primary income is their produce. We are focusing on the lifestylers, Joe, who do this part-time and who contribute to some of their income, but that is not their primary goal. Some of the challenges that they face in terms of biosecurity is that they don't understand exotic pests. They may understand endemic pests, but they do not understand exotic pests and what they need to do. Also, because they're doing it part-time, they do not have that same level of community and the community engagement, reducing the salience of biosecurity. Another thing is, because many of them have small land and do not have a large operation, they do not understand the perceived responsibility that they have in maintaining the biosecurity of Australia.
Therefore, our target outcome is to engage peri-urban lifestyler farmers to encourage them to become active members of the community. And we will believe this will lead to a deeper understanding of the knowledge of biosecurity practices and the value that this has for them as individuals, but also for their community.
So what is our solution? To address Joe's biosecurity insecurity, we were wanting to do a two-phase intervention. First of all, we're going to create community local markets to really create that sense of community, and also so we can really get some experts and government officials in there to have a chat with these guys about the importance of biosecurity for their community. And as the second phase, we're going to go to encourage the growers to join an online community after it's already been established from the first phase. And that way we can really channel in information to them. But we can also encourage them to talk about their own stories and really foster those relationships. So for the phase one, creating the community markets. Now we used COMBI, the behaviour change wheel, which incorporates COMBI models. The model, and it really allows you to target the behaviours that you're really looking at and really flesh them out and address them with specific intervention functions. So we're really interested in psychological capability, which is just a way to say that they have knowledge gaps really and they don't have the mental capability rather. And so what we aim to do with our intervention functions is education, and that's in this first phase. That's when we're bringing in the experts. They can go around to each of the individual stores and really chat with them one-on-one, also creating the trust amongst those advisors as well. Social opportunity is, they need a sense of community. That's what's really lacking with peri-urban growers, and so we're creating that opportunity for them. So they're going to be able to talk to their neighbours and really feel like they belong to that space. Another thing that's important here is social identity theory. Ideally, when you start creating a sense of community, your personal values and beliefs align with the community. So we're really trying to strengthen that. Cialdini's reciprocity principles come in there as well, because we're giving them the space to sell their produce. It's beneficial to them, and as a result, they're more likely to listen to us in return. Yes, and discussions are just going to highlight the importance of shared responsibility and really telling them and highlighting to them that what benefits you benefits everyone else in return.
Thank you, Liv. So for the second part, we're doing an online community, as Liv already mentioned, and this has two very tangible benefits. The first one is the actual knowledge you can gain from being part of this community. Constant knowledge is going to be sharing in these communities from other community members and also from government bodies and from scientific communities. We already know that Joe is not the average farmer, so he trusts the government. That is key. The second tangible benefit that they have is that they become part of a community. And by becoming part of a community, not only helps himself, but it also helps him put a face to the names around him. And that means that he's gonna get to know their neighbors and share this responsibility with them. And that is very important, the sharing the responsibility. So we created 4 categories of information that we're going to share. The first one being dissemination of new studies. This is key. They do not want to be reading whole articles. They probably don't even understand the technical language. So we need these governing bodies to disseminate the information and make it easy for them, triggering authority bias because it's coming from a trusted source and cognitive ease. The second one is personal stories and testimonials. And these work both ways. Testimonials can be good and can be negative. So good testimonials and bad testimonials. In the good testimonials, it's going to help them understand that by being part of this community, there are tangible benefits. Constant stories are going to be shared. We know by the identifiable victim effect that this is really a powerful impact. When we have someone telling a story, is more powerful than telling them numbers. The second part of this is also the obviously the negative parts. If someone is sharing that they suffered something, it's probably going to trigger you to do something about it. Then we go into the new technologies and emerging preventive measures, which is similar to our first type of information, which is dissemination of new studies, but we think that by disseminating and actually making very concrete technological expertise and sharing them in an easy way and easy for them to understand is going to make the difference. Triggering, again, cognitive ease because of the understanding, positive reinforcement, and social proof from the other farmers. Lastly, we have timely reminders. Now, we know it's a pain receiving constant notifications all day long. So this is not our intervention. Our intervention is timely and very accurate messaging, not very often, which is going to trigger creating a behavior. In order for them to actually continue this, all of this community engagement, they have to go through the creating a habit formation. Also, mere exposure effect, which means that familiarity brings a sense of responsibility to them.
So, with our implementation plan, we plan on doing pilot studies in an area where there's large density of peri-urban farmers. And with these, we're going to use a quasi-experimental design to compare that group to another similar peri-urban group to determine the effects of our intervention. We'll be surveying these participants and making sure we know what works and what doesn't, and that can be applied to further studies later on. These are some of the practical constraints is that time, they are part-time, they are not doing these hobbies, they are cognitively overloaded, and they are linguistically background. I want to end with, grow Joe, his skills and his communities, and together we can protect Australia.
Thank you.